All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Hey boys and girls, we are going to talk about S&W shooters and prospectors. What is S&W shooters and prospectors?
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of meat in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll take a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, we're back. We're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, and hopefully the audio is okay. I guess real quick, sound off in the chat. Let me know. Minutes before going live, I had probably a $250 studio mic take a 2.5-foot drop to a hardwood floor. Not good. Not good at all, and not the time to do a sound check or even have enough time to do a sound check. So we're having to do it real time live and hope that everything works well. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those days. Physical therapy's kicking my butt, and dropping stuff. Technology's not wanting to cooperate. Woof. I don't know. You have that from time to time. And speaking of having that from time to time, you folks may recall a few episodes back, I happened to mention that some guy, not mentioning names, me, kind of jumped the gun and let the Swing into Summer flyer out. like a little premature. It wasn't supposed to go out yet. And we'll see. After the show or tomorrow, I will be putting that flyer back out. We've decided that we're going to go forward with it for the time being, because even if it doesn't have the revisions, having something to share about Swing Into Summer is better than having nothing to share about Swing Into Summer until we get those revisions made. That's just the way it goes. How's it going, Chuck?
Good. How's it going your way? Better. Just enough time to hear you try and test your mic. That was about it.
Right? Yeah. Feedback in the chat says everything's good, though.
Yes. Yeah.
So
you sound good.
the mic didn't die. The headset didn't die. Now, as long as your mouse doesn't die, we're good.
Yep.
That's
yeah. Well, mouse was dead, so we had to get it on the charger.
Right.
And left it there right to the last minute before you were doing the run in. And it's working.
Good.
Yep. Things are coming together. It looks like I went ahead and posted that current ad we got. I couldn't get the pictures myself that look good. I mean, my cut and paste was not working. And so, hey, do that up there because Ringy's on the road and guys are out all over and things are going on, and we can dress it up later, but we all know it's coming. They can get on the site. The cutoff is June 8th for early bird. So remember that.
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why I took the flyer down. I know
we didn't have that stuff on there. I didn't try to play it.
I know some people had questioned me on it, going, what's going on? You've got the flyer from 3 years ago. Well, that's because I kind of jumped the gun.
Yep.
And that was one of the reasons why it came down. It did not have the early bird cutoff date.
There you go. And things are what they are and is, and we're working on it. And the crew's getting stuff together there in the club, and their president should be flying back. It might be tomorrow, or he's in flight now. I don't know, from his detecting trip to England. And
hopefully he did well.
I hope he did well. I didn't see any major post out of just him. Usually if they find a chunk of gold or something rare, they throw a post up. And
right.
They had one guy find, like I had, about an 1806 3 guinea. And that's cool.
Well, no news doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, though.
That's right, Jason. This is going to kick Temu right in the knee.
Yeah.
But I hear so many horror stories of people using Temu and getting pretty much hacked and taken, and it's terrible. So,
yeah. Hey, but the stock market closed at a historic day of 3,000 points up.
And, Trump socked it to China today. Jason put that up 125%. I listened to it. That's cool.
Well, they're reciprocal tariffs for a reason.
I was listening to somebody complain, our clothing prices. Well, they can bring back making good quality jeans in the United States instead of this crap we got that wears out in less than a summer.
It'd be nice.
I remember getting jeans years ago, and as a kid, when you first got them, they had to be washed just to loosen them up a little bit. You could almost stand them in a corner all by themselves standing up.
And they'd last for years.
And they wore good. So if I got to pay extra where I get 3 years out of a set instead of one summer, so be it.
Right. Yep. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. So bring them back.
And the last I checked, which was, I don't know, around 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
gold was up $107 and change today.
Over $3,000 again. By the way, Dennis, instead of asking Dennis, he already posted it tonight. Said he had to get that out of the way here. 3,102.30 silver at 31.22.
Nice. Thank you, Dennis.
Valued by at least $50.
Right. Which those are both up a little bit from the last time I checked.
Right.
Because gold was almost 31 and silver, 3,100, and silver was setting pretty much flat at 31.
Right.
Which I still say it's heavily undervalued. Silver is.
Yes, it is. That's the way I feel about it anyhow. And then that sale's still on for that MANTICORE. If you're looking for a MANTICORE, I can tell you right now it's the time to buy it but I think the country that it's being built in is going to be sitting at the table with Trump, and that's Malaysia. Vietnam's come on board. All these places that they have the cheap labor, they've come on board. They gave them the moratorium today, and there's, I don't know, Philippines. I don't know who all's on there. EU is going to sit down with Trump, the union, and work it out. And of course, Australia, they already been working with us. So it's looking good. He's got things working. That's all you can say about it.
I see Barb says in the chat, bring back Levi's, but actually they were even making Levi's cheap anymore.
Yes, they are. They are. And, like I said, I can remember jeans. Good God, it took several washings and weeks of work to even kind of get them broke in.
Yeah.
And the knees lasted. That's what goes out on these things. They just start splitting sideways across there. They're thin as paper.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they don't hold up very well at all, especially if you're a digger.
Carhartts work.
Yeah, Carhartts are good.
Yep. They don't.
Carhartt jeans they're still a quality made pair of jeans, but you're gonna pay for them. But you get what you pay for.
Yep, you're right, Dennis. Back then they were real denim. Now they're spandex. Yeah, here, get the stretchy ones. Well, that don't work.
I don't know. Some of us, as we get older, need a little bit of stretch.
Well, I don't need that. My ass has been chewed off too much, so nothing wants to hang up there.
Yeah, you stay active enough as it is.
Yeah. So
some days maybe a little too active.
Well, Barb, I've told Jill she's got to put my jeans up online. They already got enough holes in them, and maybe we can get that premier price to have them pre-ripped.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. You can, after you've got them wore out and there's holes in them, you can sell them at more than what you paid for them. Some people will pay good money for that.
Well, Bob's back in the house. Bob pops in tonight. Richard.
Hey, welcome.
Are you coming across to Detecting the Heartland or our hunt? I need a skilled guy with me in there. We got to sell some tickets. He worked his butt off selling tickets one night. Man, he's good. Of course, when he's holding them down on the floor and shaking out the money, you know what I'm saying?
Right? Hey, take it any way you can get it.
Okay. Key jeans. They're made in historic Fort Scott, Kansas. Okay, going DTH. All right. You can hang out in the booth. We'll drink iced tea and sell tickets. You hold them, I'll get the money.
Right. Yeah, he can hold them down there. Definitely.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's one of the nicest guys to have in the booth with you. He works hard. Fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it's still a little while yet, but he's got a birthday coming up.
Oh, well, maybe you don't want to count that. You know,
He may not. I mean, it's still a couple months off.
okay. Good. Good. So anyway, it's all coming together, and by gosh, it warmed up a bit this morning was cold. That wind was cold. This afternoon warmed up, got some outside work done, got running, and I'm off on the road for a couple days, head for Indianapolis. So I'll be over there for 3 days.
Yep, be over there a few days for FDIC.
FDIC, yeah. We got
You going the route of a B&B again?
Yeah, we got one in a better neighborhood.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, the neighborhood you were in didn't sound like it was maybe the best place to be.
Well, we should have listened to the Uber driver that picked us up and took us down to the event center after we got in town. We said, hey, we'll see you later. He said, no, you won't. I won't go back in there after 6 p.m. And it was a nice house. I mean, all this was really, really pretty. And he said, if you guys don't mind a little gunfire at night, you'll be all right. We all kind of chuckled. He was a retired Indianapolis police officer. We all kind of chuckled. Yeah, right. And about 5 a.m., between 5 and 5:30, I was up throwing some hash, and Brian was standing there with me, and we're hearing pop, 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 pop. Brian looks at me, and I'm going, that sounds like a 9mm. He said, I think it was. And man, the squad cars were pulling in, and I went out and looked outside down the alley, and there's one guy propped up against the wall, and the cops were with him, and the ambulance was with him, and there were others going up through the door, and more showing up, and a fire truck, ambulance, the whole gamut's pulling in. And we kind of, a little while later, look out, and another unit shows up, and a gal with all the investigator stuff going into the building. And of course, Brian, the media's there. He walks over, talks to the guy, and there had been a guy come in, found guys broke into his apartment, and one came at him. He dropped him and winged the other one. He made it out in the street, and one of them didn't make it. And we decided, well, maybe that officer really knew what he was talking about.
Right. Yeah. If you don't mind a little bit of gunfire, it should be a subjective term, because it depends on which direction that gunfire is moving.
Well, we were in a brick house as long as nothing passed through the windows. But yeah, so this time we're in a better neighborhood, I'm told. I'm like, well, I don't know. We'll see how that works.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it does okay.
Yeah. We'll see what the day brings. And then we're chasing this rain across tomorrow. And but Saturday's supposed to be upper 60s, near 70s, so it'll be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't need any more rain right now, but who knows?
Yep.
Maybe I can send it back to Illinois or on to New Jersey.
Just forward it to the east, northeast. They don't need it down the southeast. I'll tell you what, I do a lot of the small package stuff is USPS, and I have had packages that are only supposed to go 250 miles, take 4 days. One ended up in Indianapolis and then came back to Illinois because all the truck routes were rerouted because Central Illinois South, they had bridges closed, they had roads closed, they had all kinds of stuff. So they weren't using Champaign as distribution, and it really messed stuff up. I had stuff going to Florida, and he just contacted me. He said, that took 8 days. I said,
right.
That was supposed to be a 2 to 3 day delivery. So
yeah.
And FedEx and UPS have put notes up on delays too.
Right. They're trying to get things through, which I'm sure they're doing a little better maybe than USPS, but
Yep.
right now it's tough to get anything down south.
Right. Yes, it is. So
All these storms have just torn things up.
hello, Tom Kingery. How you doing?
Welcome to Tom. And Tom's the one that called me on the flyer when I took that down. And
Okay.
he's like, what gives here? What's going on? You realize that flyer's from 3 years ago? Well, yeah, I made a little bit of a mistake.
That's all right. It's back up. Tom, it's out there. Come on over. We're going to have a good time at that one too. Richard, think about coming over, buddy. You'll enjoy that spot.
Right.
You'll enjoy that spot. So
Yeah, he'll have a good time.
Yep. So
And it produces some oldies.
yep. I'm still looking around down there on both sides and trying to tie a knot in something, but it hasn't worked yet. So maybe will sometime.
Right. Yeah. You keep at it, maybe you'll pin it down, but it sure is fun to try. At the very least.
Hey, ORH bought us something. He's been out shopping.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what he brought us tonight.
There you go. So probably groceries.
Right? Yeah, he's trying to wear out that new grill he got.
That got to break it in.
Right.
Got to break it in. So
well, he was working on it, breaking it in the other day. I know that he had done some wraps on that griddle, and they look pretty good.
Ooh,
ribeyes.
Ribeyes. Oh, how many of us can get there in time?
Ribeyes and peppers for cheesesteaks.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Swansea says they're still buying shovels and salt up there. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, you keep that there.
I'm sorry to hear that, Swansea.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. You can keep it. I'm trying to get away from it.
Yeah, well, I'm maxed out on my beef. I got my beef done. It's in the freezer, so.
Yeah, and you got some good beef.
Yes, I did.
That's going to go great on the grill, in the smoker.
That's what I'm planning. The only thing I don't have, and I'm shopping a little pork rib. I like the baby backs once in a while off of there, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been keenly looking around at looking to find a decent cut of brisket and do a brisket.
That's a good buy on those ORH.
79 cents a pound.
Barrel cut ham. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, that'll be good in the smoker.
No, we got Kevin in the house. There we go.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, Mark. Everybody's rolling in here. Anybody find anything this week? Did you get out? Let us know.
Sounds like Swansea found snow.
Yeah. You're not happy. Winter won't leave up there.
Right. Yeah. Gives him time maybe to do some recon work on some cellar holes.
There you go. There you go. I got a question for everybody tonight. What brand of dig tool, dig shovel do you use or prefer? Just put a name in the comments there.
Well, I may be partial, but I'm going to have to go with Predator.
Okay. Predator tools. I use Lesh like Swansea.
Well, yeah, Lesh would work too. Same thing.
Gravedigger from Tom.
I've heard they're good, but until I get my hands on one to try, I can't say for sure.
Yep. Lesh, because I center on two things. I sell Lesh and I sell the MX series the diggers have.
Mm-hmm.
Predator tools.
Yeah, Swansea's got to vote in for the Piranha. That's Predator.
Yep, Mark.
And for those that can afford them, because they're kind of pricey, but man, they look great. Motley.
Yes. A lot of comment on their shovels that they're pretty heavy.
Right.
Black Ada. I haven't seen Black Ada listed in a long time, Bob.
I have not seen Black Ada in a while.
Mm-mm.
And then for scoops,
Yep.
the Nokta 3-in-1's not bad. The
Not
T-Rex is still very good.
One I tell guys, this is the one you want to use if you're only going to go digging occasionally on the beaches in the water.
Right.
Okay. I think you're talking beach scoop, but they also have a multi-shovel that's not bad. It's stainless steel.
That's true.
Its edges are sharp. It's adjustable. That's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah.
That scoop should last you forever, Barb.
But and I've got a T-Rex. I've got a 2-piece stainless steel breakdown scoop.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, I mean, and they're pricey. But I still like my Extreme Scoop sand shredder with that Neptune handle.
Okay. Now I've sold the T-Rexes. I've sold the Nakas. I've sold the big aluminum ones through Outdoor Outfitters, which, they take down on the handle, but they're tough and they aren't terribly heavy. They're heavy built and it's all welded. So I was just curious what everybody Excalibur shovels look pretty sturdy. Yeah, they do, Jason. I was thinking of adding a few changes, things. Lesh is going to stay. Lesh hand tools, they are built.
Yeah, that's a staple.
That's a staple with the left hand serration.
Yep.
Yeah, they do good. I've got one up. Amazing. They last so well.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to back over it with a tire because I think the tire'd lose.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there again, you're going to pay a little bit for these.
Yes.
But for people that just go out to their local department store or hardware store and buy a garden trowel, you burn through 6 of those in a summer, it'll be well worth your time just to buy the ledge and be done.
Some of the guys get the nice ash handled, what are they, 24-inch to 32-inch shovels.
Yeah.
And they do pretty good.
Yeah, I've got a regular, 24, 28-inch hardwood handle, like a number 2 garden spade with a D handle that I will occasionally use when I'm field hunting.
Right.
I won't use it in a manicured lawn, but yeah, when I'm field hunting, yeah, they work real good.
Swansea's had his 10 years. I've had this one probably close to 15. It's getting a little rounded in places, but it still does its job.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, first day we were in England, this last trip I went on, we're out in the field. I'm detecting along, and I happened to see something red. I went over, and here's a nice lesh tool. It was rusted. It had been rained on a little bit, and I took it back. The group that had been, they were leaving the next day where we were staying, and I contacted, who was it, their leader at the time. Escapes me. Did anybody lose a lesh tool? He said, why? One.
Odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, CT Todd. No, I don't think so, but I'll ask. He comes over. Yeah, the gal lost her lesh. Here you go. Give it to her.
Yep. And that red handle does stand out a little better than the handle on my Piranha or on my Predator hand digger that I use. But I wrap them both in orange tape so they both stand out real nice.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you another question tonight. What is your go-to or favorite pinpointer?
Ooh. I've tried a lot of different pinpointers, but I know which one I've been grabbing lately.
Yep. Okay. Carrot.
No.
I like carrot a lot. MI6. Randy likes that.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah.
Carrot. Jason, I'm right there with you, bud.
The MI6.
Barb hates it.
Hates what?
Well, I think she hates the Nautica.
What?
Janet has an old whites. Those old whites were good pinpointers.
Blasphemy. I wonder if she's talking maybe the Whites TRX. Those were some good pinpointers.
Some good pinpointers.
So were the Land and Sea. Those weren't bad either.
I found a silver pinpointer. The MI6. She keeps that as a backup. Okay. You using a carrot then, Barb? Prism. Old school, I don't use one. Okay. Bob.
Yep.
I run into people that don't. I talk them into getting one. They say, I wish I'd been using this a long time ago. Speeds it up.
Yeah. Yeah. The carrot.
Coins.
Well, not even the carrot. The first Garrett pinpointers or the first White's pinpointers really spoiled people on speeding up recovery time.
Oh, yeah.
The original bullseyes didn't necessarily have a whole lot of depth to them.
Yep. Yep.
And the MI6, I mean, unless you're a Deus user, that's where you see the true value of that pinpointer. Otherwise, you can buy the MI4. Myself, though, I like the AccuPoint anymore. The carrot's good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the carrot, but you just can't beat turning that on, seeing what your battery level is, and knowing that you're going out in the field and not having to worry about it dying on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's where it really shines.
Yep. Mark says the White's TRX and 2 carrots.
Yeah. Them TRXs, they're good pinpointers. I'd love to get my hands on another one of them.
I'll tell you what, when they announced they were not making them anymore, we had a bunch of them in stock in California. Joey held on to them longer and longer, and he got some premium prices out of the last few.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just like for those that remember the Sunray inlines.
Right. I have an E-Track over here with the inline on it, and it works. I don't use the E-Track much anymore, but I'm thinking about putting that out and just letting her go.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had one on the E-Track and I let it go, oh gosh, 5-6 years ago, and I think I got 350 out of it.
Oh yeah. Frankie's in the house. He made it in tonight.
Frankie.
Yeah. So that looks good.
Welcome to the class, Frank.
Yep.
5 Mile Relic Hunter in the house.
Right.
But yeah, those AccuPoints, they're a good little pinpointer.
Mm-hmm.
And they really don't cost that much more than the Carrot.
Richard's positioning, his rhubarb's growing good. Telling Frank.
Oh.
I know where that's going.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Frank's going to be working a side hustle. Hey, how much can I get of that rhubarb?
Okay, I got another question for you all.
Scott McClurry in the house, too.
Hey, Scott. I got another question for you all. How many of you prefer wearing a pouch or now going to just a find box and throwing the garbage in your pocket or whatever and getting rid of it?
I ain't got a big enough pocket.
Yeah, I don't either. The fine box thing's big over in Europe, England. You got to have your little fine box and push everything in it. You can keep it all separate, and that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pouch.
Yep.
Hey, Palan, how you doing? Pouch, Tom. Pouch.
Yep.
Pouch.
Even if I am carrying something to put the nicer finds in, right, I'm still carrying a pouch.
Yep, pouch and box. Harness with a pouch. Emery.
Oh, he must have a big pouch.
Small finds. Yep. I'm just seeing what kind of changes people are moving to. That kind of stuff. Just a little fun here tonight. Randy, here's a question. How many? There you go, Randy. Let's do that. How many detectors do you guys own?
I plead the fifth.
You know, if the wife's listening, I may get in trouble.
No, those aren't yours. Those are stock.
Yeah, I am ORH. Not necessarily that. I'm just looking to see what people. 4 for Scott, 1 for Palan.
5 for Kevin.
Richard is at 7. 4 for Mark. 7 for Dennis. Well, did you get mad at it and shoot it, Barb? She's got 5, but one's dead.
Yeah, I've seen that.
4, Janet says. Emery, 1 now. Oh, did you get rid of your 900? Anyway.
Jason's got 5. Tom's got 4. Phil's got 7. I think Phil meant to say Shannon has 7.
Damn, Phil, she says. Oh, Swansea wants compensation. Barkey, he's got a ZZ that's on the edge. 3 Fishers, a Garrett, an Apex, Knox 900. 4 Fishers. Yep. 4 Buddy Smith. Well, Jason
and Barks is naming on
XS. That predates the.
Ooh. Who's got the XS? Jason.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. Keep that thing.
Yep. Just got it. So she's up to 4. She's got a Vortec, a D1 800, and a 4500.
It's a bit, the excesses are a little bit heavy, but man, they're deep.
God, I haven't seen that for a long time. Bob says he's got a C-scope. Couple to
Wow.
Very cool.
2 Tesoros. I wonder, let's see, that was Bob. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if one of them's the LST.
Phil Dirt.
I'm waiting for Ohio Relic Hunter to say he's got a stud finder taped to a stick.
Yeah, well, that could be. Either that he goes out with a dowsing ring.
Right? Yeah. He finds all sorts of stuff laying on the ground.
Next question. Who is likely to buy a new detector from brand X, Y, and Z?
Or maybe the better question would be, who is likely to buy a new detector from Chuck?
Well, this is just giving me some ideas is all.
Right.
You know. But now, okay, since you guys are working hard for me here, how many do you have that have more than one coil with it? In other words, you went out and bought secondary market coils.
Ooh.
You bought Nell coils, or you went after more Mine Lab or XP
Coil Tech,
high frequency Coil Techs. I'll tell you what. Any of you got a Coil Tech?
I do.
I know you do. All 7. 3.
What? Somebody's got 7 Coil Techs? Wow.
Yep.
I did have 2 Coil Techs, but I got rid of one of them. I probably ought to sell the other one too. I got a really beautiful 10x5 Joey for the CTX.
Yep. Buddy Smith, he's got 3. And Janet says only one of hers has an extra coil. Yep.
Nell Sharpshooter, that's a good coil.
That's a good coil on that Max, you betcha.
Yes, it is.
Multiple coils, 2 multi-frequency coils. The multi-frequency coil, they used to make that where you could take an individual frequency and switch it on the 705 too.
Mm-hmm.
3 for the 800, 2 for the MANTICORE, 2 for the Pro, 2 for the Garrett. Okay, Dennis.
Man, Dennis has got more coils than he does machines.
I know Barks has got a lot of coils for the Garretts.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he's got a ton of coils.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, them Nell coils on the A.T. Pros, that's almost like having, running your detector without batteries and running it with batteries. Them Nell coils go deep with them A.T. Pros.
Yep.
I have personally seen people
Yep, Bob.
multiple times more than elbow deep in the ground.
Yep. Bob still runs his Tesoros. I see Tesoros out there off and on. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Randy has 4 coils for his AT Pro.
Nice.
Yep. The Nell coil does great at separating. They are a hand-laid coil. And instead of a quick machine wrap, they're hand-laid and laid in there, and it does very good.
Mm-hmm. How many people remember the SEF coils?
Ooh. Yeah.
I've got one of those for the E-Track.
Jason, that Bigfoot coil I see, about the long, it's about like.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this will take people back. How many people remember the Bigfoot and Hotfoot coil?
Yeah, I remember those.
And Jason, yes, I have used a Bigfoot. I used to have one.
Those Gray Ghost headphones are good headphones, Barb.
Yeah, they are. I got a few Gray Ghost.
Nels for his Garretts. Mark, those Nell coils did very well on those Garretts.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they still do.
Great goes. That tornado coil is a good coil, Jason.
It's a deep one.
Right. So that is a very good coil. I actually got Ringy using a Nell. Ooh, what's the one below the tornado?
The Storm,
Yep.
I think.
Yep. That was a little 5x7. It was just a little smaller, and he started using that, and he went, whoa. That was before they came out with their line, introduced their line of better
Right.
coils.
I'm surprised, though. People are talking about headphones, and I don't see anybody mentioning Aquatech.
Mm-mm.
What's up with that? I know there are people in the chat that use Aquatech.
Yep.
I've got a pair myself that I use on the Equinox.
Oh, you got the old 8, yeah, the prong setup, Barb. Yep. Oh, you got that. That's right, Barks. You got that monster.
There we go. Now we're seeing some Aquatechs in there.
Yep. Sunray coil. There you go. They're
Yeah, been a while since I've seen one of them.
Yep.
They were good coils too, though.
Yes.
In the day.
Yep.
And I'm really kind of surprised with people throwing out some of the names of the machines that they were using. I would have thought maybe there would have been one in there, maybe, to throw out a Nautilus.
I haven't seen those for a while. Barb's
Right.
She has 80% hearing loss on one side, she says. You can even, on some of the machines today, if you end up getting hearing aids, Barb, they'll hook up Wi-Fi with a hearing aid. That will drive you crazy.
Right. Yeah, because anymore you can pair them to your smartphone and everything else.
Buddy Smith asks, what's the best coil for depth for the A.P Max?
The one that works for you.
Yeah. I was checking out the Nell coils for the A.P Max. They still make them. They're still out there.
Yeah, that I would have to concur with that. I would have to say go with a Nell.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Tornado. I mean, that's deep.
Yep.
Deep, deep, deep. But be prepared to dig.
Yep.
Because you're going to go deep. And they don't cost a whole lot either.
Randy says his dad was using a Bounty Hunter DE280.
Ooh, boy. Now we're going back.
Was that the old red box? It was a metal red box. Hey, Michael Gatewood, how you doing, buddy? Good seeing you the other day.
I'm trying to remember. It may have been.
Yep. They were actually a pretty good detector.
Because, I mean, now we're getting back into...
black.
Okay.
But they were still pretty good detector.
Now we're getting back there. You know, you go much further back. We're getting into like A.H. Pro and Heathkit.
Yeah, that's right. The Red Baron was red. You are right.
Yeah. There you go. The Red Baron. Yep.
So, what year did you buy that one new, Randy? Wow. He-
Which one? That bounty hunter?
Yeah. He bought 48. Barb's reporting a post on a guy that bought 48 old detectors at an estate.
Hey, some people collect shoes.
Randy says that was his first machine. I've got my first one sitting in the back room, a White's Coinmaster 4. Or one like it. So,
Yeah, those were the ones that took a truckload of batteries.
oh man. And they ate them up.
Yeah.
He bought
Yeah,
a
he
lot
didn't get a whole lot of runtime.
of C cells.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Yeah, Treasure Baron.
Yep. Frank says his rhubarb's just starting to pop up. So we've had a real roller coaster ride of temperatures. Last night it was 20, or night before was 21 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy said red, I think he meant Baron was his first detector.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, and some of the people, they still like those old Whites and Bounty Hunters and even the Tesoros.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Swansea's got a Heath kit hanging in his garage. Avocado.
Wow.
There you go.
Plywood coil and all, huh?
Yep. Oh, Barb, I didn't see that. He broke it. Oh, we should have just left it alone. Rattle. Oh, that's sad.
Not good.
No, not good. Yeah. All right. One more question for you. If you were going to go out today and decided on a new detector by model and brand, what would you buy?
The MindLab MANTICORE.
Ooh.
Only because I don't have a whole lot of use for a PI unit in my area.
Yep.
And I know what they're capable of doing in my area. I've ran a Tiger Shark.
AT Pro. Swansea, you need to think, if you're going to go AT Pro, you need to think up a little more for about the same price and go to the
AT Max.
Or AT Max or Vortec.
Yeah.
Yeah. MANTICORE.
Swansea would do good with a Vortec. Barb says a D2.
Well, you don't want to buy a D2 right now, Barb. The D3 is coming out this summer.
This summer, yeah.
And I will remind you that the French sent emails out to everybody in the U.S. that sells Deus. There will be a price increase with the tariff. But since France is part of the EU is stepping back and they're going to negotiate with the U.S. Tom wants a GPZ 7000.
Yeah, I mean, if price is not well, you know, I can't even do that. I mean, I got to stay nice and light, so I like the MANTICORE.
Jason, with all the talk of the D3, they sent me, who was it? Somebody got a hold of me the other day. Oh, Ray did. And there is a little short video out. And there is, if you go to the Deus site, 10 points of changes from the 2 to the 3.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, ORH, the tariffs are on a 90-day pause, but it's with 45 countries, which may include France at this time. Don't know. EU, they're in it. So yeah, they just put it on there today, and they're going to have negotiations and set what's going on. And I think the best thing is if they're 5 or 10% each, or zeros would look better.
Hey, some countries have went to 0.
Yeah, Steve, I know you're learning the D2, but I've seen some pictures of some deep jewelry you found with that.
He's doing okay with the D2.
He does. Oh, Aaron says, I already have the MANTICORE. He's thinking maybe the D3 when it comes out.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
And there again, I mean, it's just another tool in the toolbox.
That's right. If there was one perfect machine for everything,
we'd all be using it.
That's right. So, but my MANTICORE is taking a ride to Indy because late in the day, if I don't want to go hang out with about 500 guys drinking beer,
you can go dig up shell casings.
I can go dig up something. I can go to that place and probably find some rounds, I'm sure. But we're not
right
in that spot.
Go digging up lead.
Yeah. So,
hey, you never know though. You get yourself into a nice little spot to dig and find some goodies there in Indy.
Maybe I can find a few Indy 500 pins.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
There you go, Barb. You want to, take them all with you. Take them all with you. If you do any fields, you're going to want to be checking them all.
Right.
Scott's reporting he succumbed once again to the 5-minute rule, found a coin spill and a total of 4 quarters in the first 5 minutes, then nothing. No, you are not the only one, Scott.
Right.
I've had something similar happen. Got out, went 50 feet, bam, found a nice dig, and the rest of the day was, or the morning was like nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either that or very long pauses in between.
That's right. So, well, anyway, y'all been good about answering questions. Now we all know what we all want.
Or have.
Don't forget to get signed up. Get up here to I swing into summer. And there's been more goodies added, and they picked up more silver, and people are signing up. So that's good.
Wow, nothing wrong with that.
They did report at it's been a moderate sign up time. They're not looking for a rush like you see on some of the others that they're out in 10 minutes. Well, it's going. We're going to have a good time.
And slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah. And I had a good talk with Debbie today, and she's on the mend. And she's planning on being at ours. And
she was also on Relic Roundup Monday.
I saw that. I saw part of it. I didn't see the whole thing. So
down east detecting.
She had a problem going on, and now Richard, it is the 20th is the meet and greet, and 21st.
21st is the hunt.
Yep.
In June.
And it's in Illinois along the Mississippi River, Hampton, which is closer than Galesburg, at Empire.
Or East Moline.
East Moline and Heritage Park. And it's actually a pretty historic spot. Good place to detect. And we've got a field that's about 3 acres that we seed. So.
That's a heck of a field.
Yeah, it's 2.5, 3 acres.
Good grief. Who's going to run around and seed all that stuff?
Well, we got some people that do pretty good at it.
And will these be buried or on top of the ground, or are we waiting to see what the weather is that time?
Just get them under the grass and that, so there isn't a lot of tear up. It's a very nice area, and they like us being there, so that's cool.
Nice.
Well, Richard, you got a place to sit down all day if you do show up, my good friend.
Well,
have you.
I'm sure he will greatly appreciate that.
Yeah,
if he makes it.
We got a crew coming. It'll be a lot of fun. Laid back and fun.
Well, that's the way we like to try and keep it.
Oh, Barb, she got the Lyme disease twice. I've had it twice. I had that starting just over a year ago. One attached at the belt line on the side. I didn't mess around with it. I took it off, put it in a vial, watched it, and it was getting swollen and red. And I went emergency room, went to the doctor, showed it to him. Guy asked me, "How do you know that's a tick bite?" I pulled the vial out. I said, "There it is." And I said, "It's a deer tick." I already looked at it. Well, I guess what you got going. I'm going to subscribe this, sign this, do this. Okay, fine. I was at an emergency room and went on my way, got my prescription, took the gamut. He said, "If you have any problems, you call me." I had none. Fortunately, it cleared. And then I got he saw me for about 15 minutes and it was $325.
Ouch.
Yep.
But that's better than dealing with the long-term effects of
yeah, I mean, no problem. ORH had it for about 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, Scott's daughter had it. Yeah. Barb, you need to get on and do your first aid safety thing again on bugs and all that stuff.
And it wouldn't surprise me if this year is going to be another bad year for ticks.
Yep.
I mean, it's been worse and worse every year.
I've heard of that one. Scott comes up out of the worst in that area is around Texas, I believe, where it does something to your metabolism and you can't eat meats and that kind of stuff.
What, the Lone Star?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's, pay attention out there.
Yeah. Many of us in the chat like red meat far too much to have to deal with that.
Okay, down east tells us it's called Powassan virus. We got it in Maine.
Yeah, Bob would know.
Yep.
I mean, and that's just, I mean, those are just two of the contagions that them little buggers carry around that we've hit on. They carry dozens.
I know it. ORH says he still wouldn't claim to be a vegan.
No. He likes smoking meat too much to smoking and grilling and outdoor cooking. And
you got a new pellet girl, didn't you? ORH got a new girl. I thought it was a pellet girl.
I know he's got the 2-burner propane griddle now too.
Those are nice too.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Like I said, those wraps seem like they were turning out pretty good for him when he was doing them on the griddle the other day.
Yep. Yep. Well, buddy, I'm going to go up, double check what I got packed, kick back, get up at 4 and hit the road for Indianapolis.
Oh my. Yeah, you've got a trip ahead of you, and I'm sure that those that follow along, they
ORH reports he's got
he's got an offset smoker coming.
Oh boy.
There you go. He's turning into a stick burner now.
There you go. You have to sell him some wood. Mulberry, I believe.
I do all right doing that. Mulberry, hickory, apple, oak. We just got all sorts of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'll tell you what, the last guy that bought a box off of me, he wanted like he bought 2 boxes and he wanted them in 16-inch splits.
Yep.
I told him, I said, what kind of a smoker are you running? You must be running like a commercial setup or something. And when he come by, he showed me a picture of it. His daughter is a welder, and she actually trains people at Crown to weld.
Cool.
And this is a custom job built onto a trailer so he can pull it around behind him. It's got the doors so you can shift which cabins the smoke is going into. Big offset box. One side is, normal size smoker. The other side is big enough to do a whole hog.
Wow. Sounds great.
That thing has got to be a heavy smoker.
Myself, just an upright smoke unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some venison I want to smoke.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Bob, you have a good one. Good to see you back on here, everybody. Steve, no, you weren't invited to Indy, but you can apply and go there. But I got I got 5 going with me, so we'll have quite the day. And a couple of the other departments are sending guys. We're hooking up, and we're going to go take a look and get in a couple of the seminars, that kind of stuff. It is.
And I'm sure they may even see some go lives from you there.
Fire Instructor Conference. So, try and catch a couple of the pipes groups going by if I can.
Well, just make sure you're not trying to catch any of that gunfire.
Yeah, Barb, there are the things that you wonder about, what people are leaning towards and what they're doing and buying what equipment and what they've had success with. Thank you. So, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great night.
Yes, and safe travels, Chuck.
Yes, thank you. And you might
forget to put your mouse on the charger.
Right. I'll talk to you later.
We'll see you.
See you, brother. Bye. Bye, all.
Yeah, it's been interesting to get a little feedback out of the chat. What people are using, what they like to use, what they may want to use, what's worked for them in the past, what continues to work for them. Never a bad thing. If you enjoyed the show, throw us a like. You can always follow us right here on YouTube. You can follow us over on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, or your favorite podcast distribution services, if that's what strikes your fancy. Just because it's on YouTube doesn't mean you have to watch. You can just have it on and listen. We know Barb does that a lot. Oh, either way, good luck to Chuck tomorrow. I need to go back and check some things out, make sure my mic's okay, headphones are okay. Sounds like everything should be fine, though, from the feedback we were getting in the chat. Good to hear. And thanks once again to Dennis for keeping us up to date on the spot prices for gold and silver for yet another episode as we watch gold and silver continue to climb. Until the next one, we're out of here. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.